morning, everyone. How are we doing? Better late than never. Apologies. I'm normally here at 11 a.m., but today I am here at 11:17. Had some stuff to do, very busy morning, but wonderful to see you all. Okay, so we are today going to do a single psoas stretch, okay? Remember, everything that I'm doing in the video is not here to replace anything that you're working on with your health provider. This is just a way to integrate other holistic tools into your practice to allow for a greater sense of healing, okay? And just bringing everything a little bit more together. So we're just going to do a single psoas stretch because we stay there for about 5 to 10 minutes, okay? And remember, if you're injured, remember, you can skip these kind of stretches. There are other ways to also do them, but we're going to show one way today, all right? And what you will need is either a bolster, or you can do the rolled up towels, or a block. And I'll show you how to use these things. So let us get cracking, everybody. Good. So when we're doing a psoas stretch, okay, you're lying down on your mat, like so, and you're just bending the knees. Like this. Okay. So the knees are in line with the feet. Yeah, so the option is to use the block. You can just have the block underneath of the pelvis on any height that feels good for you. So this is going to feel different for everybody. Everybody will have a different experience of this. Okay. So because everybody will have a different experience of this, all right, the option is to also use a bolster here. So if you also want to use a bolster is actually really nice. So whenever I have the opportunity to use a bolster, that is always going to be my option. So the bolster, okay, it goes exactly where the block was basically. You know, so you just sit on the bolster, take the elbows down, all the way down like so. Okay. Just make sure that the bolster is supporting the lower back and the pelvis as much as possible, all right? Remember, bolsters come in different sorts of heights and sort of weights and stuff like this, different shapes as well. So just notice maybe it may be a little bit different for your body. So just notice exactly what it is that you need here. Remember, as I always say, your practice is more about noticing more so than anything else. Hi to everyone who's checking in. Okay, so what you'll do here is draw the right knee into the chest. So we'll start from the right side, and you'll notice here if you need to adjust. Right. Then when you draw the knee into the chest, just take a few nice deep breaths here. Just notice this nice stretch across the right glute. Let everything start to relax. Remember, the way how I like to teach these classes is that we're in a position for about, I don't know how many minutes, but I like to take a lot of time just centering and bringing ourselves into the space a little bit. Now, these are just like short snippets of what we'll be doing in yoga for scoliosis classes. But I just want you to take some time here to just really draw the knee in, okay? I mean, nothing's being done in a violent way. Everything is very, very targeted, very, very sort of really focused. And then from here, what you'll do is that left heel, okay, you'll slowly drag it a little bit forwards. Okay, so for some people, this will be absolutely fine. Okay, you'll keep dragging that heel a little bit forwards according. So when you're dragging that heel forwards, once again, you know, I don't want you just going or just in some big old hurry. If you have scoliosis, you're never in a hurry for anything. Trust me, everything is happening real slow. Okay, so just dragging the heel just as far as what feels good. Then I want you to stay where it feels comfortable, and you're able to stay there at least for the 10 breaths to start off with. Okay, so just bringing the attention now to this left leg. Notice what is happening across that left leg. So the way how we usually sort of suspect that there's something happening with the psoas muscle is that we feel that there's restriction in the hip a little impingement in the hip. That's how I feel it anyway. I'm sure other yoga teachers may have other things to say about that. Please do comment if you're a teacher. I can add it in. You know, the teachers sometimes do drop in, everybody. Yeah, so it's like an impingement of the hip. Because the psoas, remember, it's a really large muscle. There's a major, there's a minor. The minor is a little bit lower down, but the minor is a little bit weaker as well, to my understanding. Yeah, it's like a little bit weaker. But that muscle, right, it goes over the hip, right? So it can cause problems with mobility in the hip. So I know that my concavity, the concave side, okay, the valley side, always have to add that little bit in, is my left side. A lot of it is on my left side. So I'm consistently feeling the left side really sort of tight around the hip, little aches and pains here and there. So this is something that I will do every single day on this particular side. I do this all the time. I love it. You know, I think it's not one of the ones that's it's not ultra difficult, especially if you have the nice support of the bolster. I do love a good bolster. And you're just stretching that leg forwards and keep hugging that knee into the chest. So the longer you're here, okay, it's the more you can keep hugging the knee in. The more you're hugging the knee in, it's the more that you're feeling everything that's happening on the front side of that left hip, okay? So as you're doing this, remember you're here for about, personally, I would say about 4 to 5 minutes. I like to stay long in things. I teach the Yoga for Scoliosis classes, almost like a restorative, like a strength in restoring, something like that. Oh, that actually could be a really good name for it. But anyway, all answers on a postcard, please. Yeah, so you'll probably stay here for a good amount of time, especially if you have the time. Stay here for as long as that feels good. You know, keep that knee moving in, but keep that leg getting long. You will start to feel little prickles, little pinches along the front side of that leg. I want you to notice that. Notice that, you know. Because your psoas is roundabouts here. This is where it is. Around that area. So you're getting a nice little bit of length there. So remember, if you don't have bolster or blocks, this is something like if you have a sofa or a bed, okay, you can lie back on your sofa or your bed, and you can stretch one of the legs long like this. You know, these are all the things that you can do. And after you've been here for about 4 minutes, okay, 3 to start off with, we'll take that right knee down. Drag that left heel back. Hold here. Bring awareness back into how you're breathing. And then that left heel, come up onto the left heel, drag it forwards. That's it. So even just starting here, okay, I want you to notice on the first slide, I did it a little bit differently. I held the knee first, and then I started to drag the leg out. But on the other side, you can maybe try something a little bit different, depending on which side has the tightness, okay? Then once you do that, they slowly start to lift that left knee. Start to notice the right side of the front point of the hip. Keep lifting the knee and wrap the hands around the knee. So notice what you need here. Notice if you need to bend the right leg a little bit more, okay? Or notice if you can just keep stretching it forwards and draw that knee in. So the right side is nice and open for me. Nice and open, so you know, I'm not having the impingements I was having on the other side. So I would say the side that you're having the impingement is good to do that side second. Okay, that's what I would say now anyway. You're just taking some nice few breaths here. Yeah, so the more you're stretching the leg forwards, the more you're drawing that knee into the chest. Remember, there are many different ways to do that, so I'll probably show that over the next few days. Yeah, maybe the next few days will be psoas stretches. Ooh. It's a very big muscle, everybody. It's a very big muscle. Yeah, see the sensation in front of my right hip is completely different to what it was in that left hip. That left hip was just like, you know, this side is just like all gravy, baby. Life is sweet. Very, very interesting. I find this condition so fascinating. You know, it's not something obviously that I'm wishing on myself, but it's made me work in such a different way that it's just, oh, it's totally fascinating. So fascinating. I think it's one of those things that once you learn how to manage it, it becomes so fascinating. You know, just learning about your body. But maybe I'm a nerd, so that's where we're at with that. Good, good, good. Once you've been here, maybe 3 to 4 minutes. So notice maybe one side, you know, you need to stay a little bit longer. And that first side, I really needed to stay a bit longer. And you can slowly release the knee, you know. You can start to drag that heel back. So experiment a little bit with this. Experiment a little bit. You know, I'm not really recommending this for fusion unless your spine is flat along a surface. Okay. At that point, I can sort of recommend it for fusion. I'll look into more things for fusions. And you can take that knee down or the foot down. Option to stop doing anything here, or option to start to stretch both legs forwards. Now be careful with this one, you know, because it may have a lot of repercussions on the back. You know, the back is doing other things, okay? So notice what is good for your body here. You can stretch both legs forwards, and immediately the front of my left leg is like, you know, that hip is really screaming. I'm not sure if it's for joy or if it's just like, it's, you know, it's just like, this is way too much. But I'm quite enjoying the sensations. I like a little bit of, you know, a little bit of in there. Makes me feel like something is actually really happening. So notice how this feels. I also like to take the time to sort of massage my own body. There's one thing you need to bring to your body, everyone, is the awareness. Self-touch, self-awareness. This becomes really important in your practice. You know, especially in times of COVID, and people are not being touched as much, okay? Because everybody's just staying away from everybody. Everyone's just like social distancing. So, you know, this is time to bring that close attention to yourself. Really examine your own body. You know, humans need touch. This is a natural thing. Hugs, all of these things have gone out the window. Gosh. I'm a big hugger as well. I like hugs. It's quite annoying that people no longer want to hug, but it's all right. Things will change. Good. Then after you've done this for a little bit, drag the right foot, drag the left foot, press the feet down, lift the hips, just drag that bolster over to the side. Ah, that feels good. You know, so I'm a big fan of not hugging knees into the chest and stuff like this because I like to keep the space that I found. Okay. That was nice. And then prop yourself up onto your elbows, knees over to the side, and then we can come back up to seated. Let me come and say hi to a few people. Hey, Lily. Hey, all these people are joining me today. It's good to see you all, loves. Yeah. And you come back to seated. So that is basically one psoas stretch. But you see how long I took to do that? I'm in no hurry to get anywhere, team. And in times of COVID, no one's in a hurry to get no place. So you have all the time in the world to get this pose really happening for you, really working in your body. Remember, over the next coming days, I'm going to be adding in a few different variations of doing the same thing. But in the meantime, team, that's basically it from me today. Remember, I'll be back tomorrow. 11 a.m. I'm going to try and keep it to the right time this time, team. 11 a.m. I'll be back. And remember, the key is to keep moving. Remember, when we don't use it, we lose it. Have a great day, everybody. Looking forward to seeing you again soon, tomorrow, or when you can check in. Remember, all of these videos, they're all going to be appearing on YouTube. YouTube is now seeing me, dear Lord. They're all going to be on the tube, okay? So make sure you go and check them out. You can go back, you can ask questions, I can answer questions, you know what I mean? So we can keep this dialogue moving. All right, team. See you again soon. Ciao for now.